Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler, and we have an incredible show today with the incredible Dr. Vicki Wright Hamilton. And we also have an incredible co-host with me today for some of our up and coming shows over the coming weeks, the incredible Dr. Rhonda M. Wood. We'll have a chat with you in a second, Rhonda. And we are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on the E360 TV network. We're also on Business Innovators Radio Network. We're also on USA Global Radio and Television Network. We're also on mspnewsglobal.com. Dr. Rhonda, welcome to these shows. Share a little bit with our audience and what you do.
Thank you so much, Mark. I'm so delighted to be here. I am super excited. Again, my name is Dr. Rhonda M. Wood, and I am coming to you from the East Coast of the United States. I am in the great state of Maryland, which is about 14, maybe 15 miles near our nation's capital. So I'm not too far from where the White House and all of the great monuments are. And I, after spending 30 years in corporate America, I have emerged as an international mental health speaker, author, and advocate. I also do emceeing and obviously co-hosting and interviewing as well. And so I'm super excited to be here today for this collaboration alongside Mark Stephen Pooler. It's an honor and a pleasure. I'm super excited about our upcoming guests. First of many of the top 20 women in business of 2025. So I'm ready to jump in and get started.
Me too. It's wonderful to have you as a co-host, Dr. Rhonda, and I'm looking forward to the up and coming shows as well. So let's bring in our incredible guest, Dr. Vicki Wright Hamilton. I'm finding that hard to pronounce. Dr. Wright Hamilton.
That's that accent, Mark.
It's definitely an English thing there. Vicki, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you so much. I am honored and humbled to be here. It is a great opportunity to sit in the company of such extinguished media guests as we continue to move forward. And I'm looking forward to sharing with the audience as much as I can to inspire, to motivate, to show hope, and to let you know that you too can do anything you want to do that you decide to put your mind to.
Oh, I love that, and I agree with you totally, Dr. Vicki. So firstly, Vicki, congratulations. You have just been featured on mspnewsglobal.com as a top 20 women in business, which is incredible. And I will get the website address up on the screen actually a little bit later so people can go and check that article out. You wrote a book, Vicki, called Game Face: Corporate Success Strategies of Trailblazing Tech Warrior. Can you share some of these strategies empowers women leaders and businesses to navigate diversity and achieve measurable success?
You know, I wrote this book because I realized that our communities get to hear the glory, but they never know the true story that goes behind it. So when I wrote this book, I wrote it from the perspective of being a woman, and also not professionally, but personally. Because we're all one human being. We don't walk in the door and leave a part of us behind. So this book was built on strategies of helping leaders, and if they're men, it helps them to understand women. If they're women, it helps them to identify with the things that are really going on as we try to be superwomen. I was a tech warrior from the perspective that there weren't many technologists that looked like me when I came along, right? I'd be the only in the room, the only in the opportunities, etc. During my time of coming up was before diversity, equity, and inclusion had advanced as much as it has today in terms of even thinking about all different kinds of people and individuals. So I went through a lot of trying to prove. I have been proving all of my life. I went through a lot of trying to understand what was going on in the environment around me. But one of the gifts God gave me was the ability to read the tea leaves, the things that are never spoken, the things that are never told, that allow you to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I wanted to share those so that others who were going through things that I was going through would have some of those strategies. Strategies like when people take my ideas and I'm sitting at the table, but they get the credit. I don't. How do you handle it, right? And there are mechanisms that you can go through to actually make it so that you can drop the mic where they're sitting and going, okay, I understand you did that, we didn't, right? Understanding what happens when you're sitting around a table and you're compared to everybody else around the table. They went to elite schools, they went to private schools, you went to public schools, and the only one around the table who did, and how they downed those public schools in that way. How does that make you feel? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with making decisions when you're responsible for a major corporate initiative and your child is sick and you're a single mom? How do you deal with those choices? So I truly wanted to provide real life strategies with solutions that can help people see that they too can make the right decisions and be successful.
I love that, Dr. Vicki. I was going to say Game Face. Is this available on Amazon, Dr. Vicki?
Yes, it is. It's on Amazon. It's available on my website. So when you put the website up, you'll be able to see that too.
Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Over to you, Rhonda.
Yes. Wow, Vicki. This is, man, we kicking it off with the fire. Oh my goodness. So many things I could relate to. Being a single mom, being at the table, having to prove that you belong at the table once you get there, and sometimes feeling maybe a little bit insecure or inferior with the other people at the table. Man, so much going on. So Vicki, I'd like to talk a little bit about your business. Can you share with the listeners and viewers what sets VWH Consulting apart as a leader in driving transformational and growth for both corporate executives and small business owners?
Well, first of all, I got to give a little bit about my philosophy when it comes to what makes you unique. All of us are unique. We're unique just because we were born. We were unique because we have our own past journey, trials and tribulations in a different life. So never look at yourself as competition to someone else. That's the first thing, right? What has to happen is you have to find those people and clients that relate to the experiences and your methodology. That's when it's a match. You don't want someone who's not a match, because then it's not a good marriage as you're trying to implement what needs to go forward. So with that said, what I bring to the table is my experience of everything I've done of dealing with people. Think about it. No matter what you do, whether it's when it's transformation, a business needs to transform. They can put everything on paper they want to put on, but businesses don't make it work. People do. When you're a leader and you want to transform, it's about what you want to do, whether you want to elevate up within the organization, whether you want to start your own business, what do you want to do? When you're a small business, you're dealing with people, relationships. Somebody got to write your check, right? So having been in all of these elements, my ability to have the empathy, the knowledge, the strategies allow you the ability to move forward. The other thing is I'm a constant, continuous self-learner. I never stop reading. I never stop learning. I never stop reaching back to to newer generations to say, what's new and different? Because what I did 20 years ago has changed. So you have to stay up with the time. So if you're looking for someone that has hard work ethic, that has been there, that has walked the shoes, has sat in the seat, who has the experience, but is unique when it comes to being able to think outside of the box, how to make these transformations real and get your people excited to accept transformation of change, as change is the only thing we can count on. I'm your girl.
Well, you definitely are the girl, Vicki. And I have a little statement you might like then. It's one of my declarations, which is, I am worthy because I exist. Do you like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As a 7 times author, entrepreneur, and advocate for women leaders, how do you balance your roles while empowering others to unlock their potential?
This is something that hits near and dear and heart. I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't think that there's a superwoman power that they're expected to have. I'm supposed to be mom, wife, friend, caregiver, this, that, and the other. And the challenge is there's only so many seconds and hours in a day. First, we got to recognize that, right? There's only so much we can do. But number 2, I use my calendar for everything. My personal life, my professional life, everything that I'm going to do. Because you put your time where you want to invest your time. So you make time for things you want to do. Now, with that said, even though you have a calendar of everything you want to have happen, you know that you have to be flexible and there's adaptability. And so every day is not going to be the same. And that's why I think when we talk about balance and we talk about what this means, there is no real balance on a day-to-day basis. What happens is my job may require more of me today, and my family may require more of me tomorrow. I have to be willing to make the right decision. The second thing that I think is extremely important, you don't have to go to everything. You don't have to do everything. The question you should ask yourself, what is my purpose in going? And what is the outcome I want to receive? If you don't have specific people you want to talk to, specific outcomes you want to get, don't go. Those are seconds and minutes you can't get back because time just continues to move forward. So I always think about time just like I think about strategy. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? What am I measuring it against for an outcome to say it was successful? But just to go and say, oh, I was in the room with 50 people and we had a great time talking, unless that is set up time for self-care, for I just want to get out and meet people, I just want to talk to people. If that's your goal, okay. But if that is not your goal and you're going and thinking other things are going to happen and you wasted your time, you can't get that back. So I think prioritization is extremely important. Understanding your why, understanding your purpose and your outcome.
Great points there, Vicki. I loved every single one of them. I think time management is so important, especially as busy entrepreneurs. It's really important to value your own time and value other people's time. Over to you, Dr. Rhonda. Great points.
Vicki, you're giving us major wisdom today. Oh, man, dropping them golden nuggets, as they say. I love it, man. Imagine all the people that's eating up these takeaways. I love what you said about, making the right decisions. You don't have to go to everything. Making sure you're prioritizing, understanding your why. Thank you so much for that wisdom. My next question revolves around just this year. We're in a new year, 2025, fresh goals, new beginnings. So my question for you, Vicki, is in 2025, you have set some ambitious goals for scaling your leadership and your business coaching. So how do you plan to expand your reach and impact while maintaining your personalized approach?
I'm glad you asked that question. I do have some very ambitious goals. I have a new show called Ignite that I am using for business and leadership so that we can continue to learn and to have other thought process as we continue to grow and learn. I want to grow other coaches. I want other coaches to understand some of the methodologies that have been put in place and strategies that I have put in place that are absolutely successful. I want to continue my evolution of what I call an enterprise. And let me explain. As I have three pillars of my business, and I help businesses transform when it comes to their disruptive technologies and change management around people, one of the things that happens is to help those individuals change may mean leadership coaching. It may mean helping them to understand how do you coach, coaching them, how do they help their teams, how do they help their organizations, and how they grow. So as I continue to do more of that will allow me to continue to expand that spectrum. The third thing is that as I work with business CEOs, who are people too, they're leaders. They need leadership coaching, but they also need business coaching. And one of the things that is a competitive advantage that I know within our methodology that I do is that I help business owners find double digits of revenue growth in 90 minutes without spending additional money on advertising. That skill set alone helps a lot of leaders to get a jump start on what they're doing. I want to help other coaches learn how to do that so we can continue to impact more lives, more families. Because let's face it, small businesses are becoming more and more prominent every single day. And what we need to do is help them to thrive in 2025 and to survive, not to get to a point where I can't make any money and I have to close the door. So if I'm going to impact business, impact community, impact growth, I have to impact people. So I'm going to continue to do those things. The other thing is there's different ways of learning. So I have expanded some products. I have a skincare line called Victorious Skin. My purpose in doing that was I was talking to so many women. I don't care where they were coming from, corporate, leadership, business owners. And they all were talking about self-care. What's the first thing you see when you get up in the morning? Your face. We have to make sure that our skin feels good, that we feel good as a baseline before we get started, so we can continue our day in terms of being positive. So I have a product to support that. I'm also happy to say that coming up in the next near future, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I have a strategy game on making decisions. Decisions, your path, your growth. So how are you making decisions in what you're doing? That's a product that appeals to everyone. So as we learn differently, as we do things differently, I want to continue to expand these things to help. And last but not least, my community effort, I believe in giving back, is that I have produced a documentary called The Diary of Successful Black Women that is coming out in March. And I'm very proud of the fact that we're able to tell these stories and show how you can be successful through no matter what triumphs you come from multiple generations, from multiple areas. So that's how I'm going to grow my business and what I'm looking to do. And I'm very excited to continue to embark this as I do speaking engagements, as I work with others to be able to help them to understand they too can expand and grow.
I just love what you're doing. I'm going to give your name credit. It's Dr. Vicki Wright Hamilton. Have I got that right?
You got
Hamilton.
Yes.
And my question to you, Vicki, is how is my face looking today?
It looks great. It looks great.
Thank you.
Great. I'm going to have some men products come out soon, so just hold tight.
If you need a model. Anyway, your experience spans industries from aerospace to skincare, and you're also a champion for women in leadership. How does your diverse background inform your strategies for transformation and success?
Well, you know, as we talk about transformation, it's all about change. The more you can have empathy, the more that you can understand where people are coming from, the better you are able to help to speak their language, not yours. Here's something that we do at Leaders, and we don't intend to do it. When somebody asks you, you know, what you want, we have a tendency to say, well, I think they need X. I think they need Y. It's not about you. It's about them. What is it that they say they need? And what language are they using when they say they need it? How do they say it? Because it's about how they're processing what they're thinking that matters. It's not about what you think. So I think it's really important that the more experiences you have, the more you can do, the more you understand. The different business clients I have, I've learned a ton about different industries. I've learned a ton about different roles and expectations and things that are happening. That allows you the ability to really speak their language. So I think it's critically important that as you do this, you're always coming from what I call the favorite radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? If you think about what's in it for them, you'll get things accomplished. Think about it. You're in a business meeting. Someone doesn't understand your point of view. Well, why are they saying what they're saying? Is it because that's how they're rewarded? Is that because that's what they're evaluated off of? Is that because there's some impact to what they're going to do if you change it? What is it? So the bottom line is that we have to understand everybody has a why to their point of view. And it's usually because of something that is going to impact them personally.
I absolutely love that. Do you want to add something to that, Dr. Rhonda?
I just want to say, man, Vicki, she gives the wisdom, doesn't she? She knows her stuff. Vicki, this has been an amazing interview so far. It's been a pleasure to hear your your experiences, your expertise, your goals. I'm excited. I mean, and you know, you have these things, and you're using your experience to help promote others, to help build others up. And I think that is so noble. I love it. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you
today. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vicki. Now, Vicki, you are offering a complimentary discovery call. Can you share a little bit about that as well, please?
Sure. Go to my website, VickiWrightHamilton.com. You can set up for a discovery call. I look forward to talking to you. And remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all. I customize everything to meet your needs where you are at the time that you need them, because I want to serve as many as I can. That's all part of growth. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. It has truly been a pleasure to be able to speak to both of you.
The pleasure's been all mine. I would encourage everyone, if you have resonated with Vicki today, go to VickiWrightHamilton.com. That's VickiWrightHamilton.com. I have thoroughly enjoyed having you on the show today, Dr. Vicki. It's been my pleasure. It's been Dr. Rhonda's pleasure. And Rhonda, thank you so much for being my co-host today. It's been incredible having you as a guest, as a co-host.
Absolutely. And I just want to say congratulations to Vicki for being a top 25 woman in business. It was well deserved.
Thank you so
And I would
much.
encourage everyone to go and check the article out. That's on www.mspnewsglobal.com. If you go to the business section there, you will find the amazing article that was done for 20 incredible women, and alongside them was the incredible Dame Marie Diamond as well from The Secret movie. So that's incredible. Rhonda, Vicki, thank you for being my guest and my co-host today. I thoroughly enjoyed having you both.
Many blessings
everyone
to you, Mark.
for joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Blessings to you too. The pleasure's been all mine. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Brilliance Business TV, Conversations with Leading.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.